Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another edition of Mr. Stephen Has a Dabble. Now, I have to point out before we start that we have a brand new title sequence. This was created by Hidden Mask, so it's a shout out to him. We're going to be using a normal title sequence most of the time, but if you do want to send in your work as a title sequence, we will feature it on the channel because that's really, really cool. So, very, very big thank you to Hidden Mask for that, and well, here we go. Isn't that cool? Isn't that brilliant? Now, we've got a bit of a different video for you today. I've got to apologise, there wasn't a video yesterday because I've just not been very well, unfortunately. I had a big, long day yesterday doing lots of different things, and so between not feeling particularly good and between the massive amount of work that I'm doing at the moment, I actually just didn't have the time or the energy to record anything last night. Slept for about 10 hours last night. I was really just exhausted. Feeling much better now, though. That's good. So yeah, today's video was going to be the video that should have gone out yesterday, but I didn't have a time to redo. Now, I recorded this last week, but what I didn't realise at the time was something horrible had happened to the sound, and it just didn't record at all. So what you're going to be, we're going to be the visuals from last week, and I am, like we've done before, I'm just going to narrate over the top. So, well, so some people would say that my narration is always over the top, but there you go. Here we go into the game then, and what you will see us starting out. We are in Minecraft, and at the end of the last video that I put out, we had started to build this little tunnel, which is going to be the tunnel to Shadow Stalker's place. Now, one of the things we want to do is we want to make this look like a legitimate part of the railway, and you can see that I brought with me there some glass blocks, and I think the first part, yeah, here we go, I've got some stone bricks as well. So the first part is to build out some of that so that it looks a little bit more professional. Is probably the wrong word. Now, I was toying with the idea of having this with glass blocks on, but then I thought, oh, well, look, with the stone bricks on. And then I thought, well, look, we've done glass blocks here. It seems to work quite well. Why do something different if we don't have to? So we've got that, and we did filling in for all of that stuff as well. And finally, there we go, and that's it. And so I think I decided to take that last block out as well, so that it gives it a bit of an angle. And if you look down into it, you know, you'll be able to see, eventually you'll be able to see the track going down and all of that stuff. So yeah, good stuff. In order to get to the other side, of course, you have to go underneath the water, which is a little bit annoying, and I might have to do something about. But until then, I don't know. It's not the end of the world. Just dealing with a creeper there. Heading back inside the building, because that's important. Oh. What have we got here? I don't quite know what I'm doing here, but I do know that the general idea was that we're going to do some mining. And so we go down into our tunnel. I think I just went back to check that it was all working, which it is, because I put the slabs on, and slabs will probably end up with some slabs on at some point. But until that's a necessity, we'll probably leave it like that, because I've got to be able to get in and out, you see, as we're doing this. But those slabs are really useful because they'll stop the big creatures from, if they spawn in that area, from being able to get anywhere other than that area. Now, he picked up some lights, which is really useful. I presume I'm going to put some torches up, because that tends to be what happens. I think I'm sort of trying to decide the best place to put a torch at the moment, and that some of this place is going to be lit up anyway, but I wanted to put some torches in places. And I know we've got some in there already. One of the things that is not working at the moment on my system is what am I doing here? Oh, I see. Yes, I remember. Is the F7 key, so I can't always tell which places are as lit up as they should be. That's not only annoying, it can be downright dangerous. So I think I'm just testing here what I'm getting, and I'm getting out my turtle. Look. And the turtle is going to help us, not the chicken. The turtle is going to help us with building here, because I can just put this in here, and we're going to use the tunnel command. And with that tunnel command, we'll get we get to say how many blocks forward we want it to tunnel. And I've said 40 here because we know we're going a pretty long way. And then we just leave it. We just let it get on with its job. And now, we've got a bit of a job as well. Because what you can do is you can set the turtle up so that it'll go along and it will place a a torch every so often. I mean, I don't know how to do that. I've never done it. I can't easily find out the information. It's around. I'll find it at some point. But when you're in the middle of making a video, sometimes you don't get to see that stuff. You just get to see the stuff which is right here. Otherwise, you got to kind of stop recording for a bit, and that's never good. Anyway, it's now my job to make sure that these places are as lit up as possible, because the last thing that you want is a turtle that's just creating a passageway full of places where creatures can spawn. You don't want that. You also don't want to put a torch in those places as well. So we kind of just sit and wait, and we just kind of wait until it does its thing. Now, what you could do, of course, is you could go off at this point and watch some other videos on YouTube, or tune into iPlayer or Netflix or something like that. I decided that it would be a better idea if I just stood and did absolutely nothing, because I'm trying to make a video. Now, you can see how I'm just counting down 9 bricks here, so that I can place a torch once every 9 bricks, and I am hoping that is. I think that's a good enough area to be able to do that. 9 bricks, I think, will be fine. One of the things that we did come across here, and this is amazing, is this sort of hoard of coal. Now, one of the issues that I've had with the turtle is when I'm excavating, that's when we set it up to just do a big hole right the way down to bedrock, and it'll bring everything back from that. It uses so much coal. It uses about 47, 48, not just normal coal, but coke coal. Coke coal is something that you get in the coke coal furnace, which we built earlier, and we need that because we need that in order to build rails, in order to build railway, in order to build. Oh dear, I'm so sorry. In order to build railway, you need to have the creosote that is generated when you use this coaling place. Some iron here as well, which of course is always useful, so always get as much iron as you can, and some more coal. Get coal and iron. Those are the 2 things that you will, if you haven't got, you will miss. Everything else, trees are fairly simple to come across if you just hunt around a bit, as is cobblestone and brick and all that stuff. But yeah, the coal really ridiculously useful, and this is where we start having problems with that, because there's sand and bits that we can't easily get around. So I think at some point I leave this, even though there's resources available. Anyway, what What was I saying? I always get that stuff. That's good. Yeah, we did stuff. We had fun. I think I'm going to place another torch down. Yeah, there we go. And you can see already how well this passageway is being created. I just wanted to fill in these holes here. Now I know, again, I can see there's coal up there, and I want to get the coal, but it's difficult because things keep falling on it, and then how do you actually collect the coal once you're done? And it was too tricky. But to get these, you see, I nearly died then, but I did find some more coal, so that's good, right? To get these resources, what you're having to do, with this big digging thing, and it used the turtle using up 40 odd coke coals, means that you've got to have coal to build in this stuff in the first place. That's important. It's part of your resources that you need to collect. And what it was tunneling out, what it was doing was it just wasn't returning the amount of coke coal that I needed. Now you can see here we're up to 61 coke coal, so it's done those 40 blocks, and I think it's only used about 1 or 2 bits of coke coal, which is ridiculously good. It's ridiculously efficient. Now here you see I've switched to a map. And the reason I switched to the map is because I wanted to kind of see where I was in relation to Shadow's place, which is where we're going. We'll come back to that in a little bit, because now I go outside and do some other stuff, and I can't remember why or what I was doing. I think it's something to do with going over to Shadows and setting some markers so I could actually see where things are. And sleeping because it's nighttime. Yeah, that's a good idea. So anyway, what was I talking about? 40 odd coke coal is an awful lot to use when you're tunneling, even though that's to do a 20 block area from level 16 down to bedrock, which is level 0 basically. That's an awful lot of resources to get, but I'm not getting the 47 coke coal back, so it's not sustainable. Doing this way and collecting that coal as I was going, it's already brought me in 50 bits of coal, which can be put into my coke coal generator. Not an easy thing to say, especially if you've been drinking. And it will create, another run of this excavation, which means I can get more resources, which includes iron, ridiculously important thing, and would also, of course, include diamonds and things like that, and and obsidian. I got a whole pile of obsidian last time I did. Not a whole stack of it, but I got a lot of obsidian when I did it, which is really cool. Here we are. Then we're just scouting out the area at the moment here, and the reason that we're doing this is we just want to find a location that our thing is going to be. And I just take a quick look at the map here, and I think at some point I'm just going to choose new, and we're just going to set new Shadows. So this is where we're going to build the station. So this is the marker for the station, and we're going to be able to use that in order to kind of guide our path when we're making a railway. Choose a random colour for it, click on save, click on close and exit from all of that stuff, and we have got a nice marker, a nice beacon, which is really easy for us to see because we're not that far away, and when we're underground we can use that as a marker to kind of go, oh well, look, here we are, we're going this way. Stop very briefly to kill a zombie and collect his massive head, so I've got that as a hat if I want to use it. Be careful here. One of the things about the area that we're in is there's a lot of underground tunnels and stuff. Now, I don't necessarily know this is a Feed the Beast thing or whether it's just it happens to be where we are, but there's a lot of underground activity, and that means spawning as well, which we've got to be very careful of. I made a couple of good jumps there and didn't die. That's always a benefit when you're doing some of these things. Here we go. We're heading back towards the underground. And I'm still thinking at this point, maybe I need to put some sort of entry system on the other side of the thing. So, I don't know. We'll see. Because here I got stuck under the bridge. And if that happens for any length of time, you will drown. I mean, you know, it's not the best thing for a public thing like that. Right, so we're back at it then. Going down our little hole. And we're going to set a waypoint, a same sort of journey point, for where our... You can see it in the distance, look how far it is. For our little turtle. I think we can just destroy the turtle here if we wanted. But I don't think I did. I've set that, and you can see where Shadow's place is, and you can see where we are right now, and actually we can zoom into that if we wanted as well. But I'm going to set a waypoint there, a new waypoint, call it current turtle, and I think I did that a second time, so the current turtle. Try again. The current turtle isn't always the current turtle. It's the current turtle at the time of making the current turtle, if you see what I mean. So anyway, we'll do the same thing again. We'll get it to tunnel 20. It's 40, sorry. Bad. Yeah, can't remember these things. And then we just let it go. And we just, again, we do the same thing with torches, with everything else. Go back to here, count how many torches we got. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then that'll do. And just kind of just let it get on with it. And I think at this point, I actually did move the square forward and put a new waypoint because I didn't know how to fix that. I didn't know which number to change, and probably... Oh, I could have done that! I didn't see that at the time. I just needed to change that thing to 33. Okay, but new and current turtle, and that's... The reason that I'm going to do this will probably become apparent in tomorrow's video, or the video that will go out tomorrow. But the very basics are... very basic. I'm sorry. There is a reason behind all of that, but yeah. The other thing about having that pillar there, that pillar of light, is that at least twice I turned around and thought that it was some sort of evil entity coming to get me. I don't know why. I don't know if Minecraft is making me more paranoid than I should have been. I don't know. It just happened. Now, you can see Shadow's railway in the distance and how far away it is. We're getting closer towards that with every block that we get out of the way. The turtle's doing a damn fine job doing that. You can see down here we have picked up some... Well, there's some quartz down there, which looks very interesting. And there's some coal in the walls, and we have to pick up that coal. So that's it. And we just keep going like this, you see. Done a lot of talking in this video so far, and I have worn myself out a little bit, I have to admit. Always best if you're in a tunnel and you start to tunnel anything out, it's always the best idea to tunnel the right way. Fill everything in afterwards. Make sure there's nothing up there that can kill you. I think that was one of those moments where I decided that beam was something coming to get me. Okay, picking up all of that stuff, making sure that's filled in. And again, you see, even now, I turn around in the video and I see it there and I think, oh, that's something that needs to be killed. Obviously it isn't, you know. And the turtle moves, it just keeps going, and you can't do anything about it. It's terrible, isn't it? The great thing about this, of course, is that you are still picking up resources all the time, and they're not always going to be the resources that you want, the best resources for you, but they are at least resources. You can use them, you can do stuff with them. So, yeah, that's always good. And I did notice there's some... oh, that's copper, and I think I left it because it was copper. And yeah... Lots of mining. You can see where we are. You can see how we're getting, you know, on from where we were in relation to Shadow's place. And just let the thing do its job, because that's the most important thing we can do. Of course, that makes things sort of difficult sometimes. But there we go. It's stopped. And look at all of those items that it's collected. It's used 1 coke coal. It's collected 13 coal on its own. So the amazing thing about this is just the level of goodness. Let's just call it goodness. It did good. It did some very goodness stuff. So anyway, that was it. That was the video. I think I'd go back now and I'd put some stuff in crates and stuff, but you don't need to watch that. You know what we're doing here. So tomorrow we have got a long way to go still to Shadow's stuff, and we will take a look at that tomorrow. But until then, if I can find where my mouse has gone, because my mouse has just seemingly disappeared. There we go. Let's do this. Alright, so yes, right, until tomorrow. Thanks very much for coming along. Thank you very much for being a part of the Dabble experience. Please do like, share, comment, and subscribe, and do all of those wonderful things that you love doing with videos, like putting them on YouTube, or no, not YouTube, what's the other one? Twitter, or Facebook, or one of those things. Tell your friends! If you enjoy what you're seeing, tell all of your friends about what you're seeing here, because every single person who talks about what we do, every single subscriber we get, every single comment, every single... that's pretty much all you can do, isn't it? Every single like on the video, it means so much to us, so thank you for people who are doing that. And until next time, thanks for coming along, and we'll see you later. Thank you very much for watching, and don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. We love having you around, and we love hearing from you. Also, check out the other videos on this channel. It's Minecraft on Mondays, the Stephen and Joe Gaming Show on Wednesdays, and our playthrough videos on a Friday. You can also find me over on Twitch at Mr_Stephen. Monday from 7 till 9 with Battle Cattle UK, and Tuesdays playing Rocket League again from 7 till 9. If that's still not enough of me for you, head on over to Twitter at Steve_Meller to join in the conversation. That's me, signing off. Until next time, folks, good night.